Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here, and welcome to another exciting round of Disney Debates Live! Oh my god, I am so excited for this, guys. We've got some great topics for you. We've got pitching a Finding Nemo 3. We've got the most emotional Pixar moment, not including the big three of Up, Inside Out, and Toy Story 3. We've got the most brutal Disney villain death. We've got pitching a John Ratzenberger and Bill Hader Pixar dynamic duo, and we've got a real showcase dark ride with classic Disney characters. All right, guys. In this corner, we have SandyClaws. How you doing, Sandy?
Doing well. I'm very excited for this.
All right, I am too. And we have BlueDragonFive. How you doing, Dragon?
That could be better.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Aw.
Is it because I didn't like the terminal?
No. It's been a lousy day.
Well, I hear you. I hear you. And in this corner, hopefully having a better day, Jacob Wile.
Yeah, I've been doing all right. Thank you. Hope we can make you feel better, Dragon.
And the guy who's always having the best day of all, 365 days out of the year, it's Adventure Blue Dude.
That's a gross assumption. Hello, I'm here as well.
You know what else is a gross assumption?
What?
What?
That people listening to this podcast have not also heard of the Movie Machine podcast.
The what?
It's what happens when you take four funny people and improv a movie based on a random story generator really, really fast. So, guys, we've got our next Movie Machine podcast episode. They diligently upload one every Sunday. They're on episode 18 right now. This week, they have a gritty 1970s drama about an ex-Olympic athlete and a violinist, starring Michael Jai White, Paul Giamatti, and Alison Brie. All right, let's see. We have Max Savage again returning for a second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ben Lifson, Kyle Decker, Jacob Gulliver. Movie's called Strings. Really exciting stuff. Movie Machine Podcast at hotchocolatemedia.net, folks. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. We have Adventure Blue Dude joining us. He's going to be in the Dan Murrell position as the fact checker / the kind of backup person helping me decide these arguments. I'm super pumped. So let me just pull up Google the Google effects on my soundboard so I can get some sound effects up in here. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry it's taking so long.
Are you going to bring back the gong?
Yes, I am going to bring back the gong.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, straight. Okay, when you hear this, that means the argument's over, all right? All right? But for now, let's get to round one.
Ta-da.
Pitch a Finding Nemo 3. So Finding Dory has come out. It's still number one. It shattered everything that came out this past weekend. It's a big ol' hit. I think Pixar is safe to say I think Pixar is going to do a Finding Nemo 3. The question is, how good is it going to be? What I want you guys to do is give me a 3 to 5 minute quick summary of what's going to happen in your movie, and then fight it out to see why yours is better than the other two selections. So who wants to go first with this?
I'll go first.
Okay, Sandy, go ahead. What is the title of your movie?
I don't have a title for these.
What's your central character?
Marlin.
Let's call it Finding Marlin.
All right.
All right.
That's like the most obvious choice.
I know it is, but let's go.
Let them defend themselves. Go on,
I
Sandy.
know. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything bad.
All right, Sandy, go ahead.
So basically, basics are Marlin discovers that he has another son. My description here, it seems...
That's a twist?
It seems in the panic Marlin was in right after Crowell's death, he found Nemo, but overlooked another egg hidden in the back of the cave.
Oh, wow.
This egg was then discovered by two other fish who then raised the young clownfish. Years later, once this fish is in his mid-teens, Marlin and Nemo bump into him, and they all seem to get along because they're all of the same species here. And we don't really see any other clownfish in the movies, at least as far as I know. Did we see any in Finding Dory, Tiki?
No.
Not any
No.
new characters that I know of, no.
Okay.
No new clownfish.
Yeah.
All right. So Marlin meets this fish's parents. When he notices they are not clownfish, this leads him to confusion a little bit. This eventually leads into the story of how they found him. This is a working name here. His name is Toby.
Oh God.
Um,
Okay.
It's a working name here.
Sounds like a working name.
Marlin begins to realize that Toby is in fact his son after his parents go into description of where they found him and everything like that. This upsets him, but he doesn't tell anyone except Nemo. This eventually leads to Toby's parents finding out, and Nemo telling Toby that Marlin, he is in fact Toby's brother and Marlin his father, out of jealousy, because Nemo is jealous that he is getting this attention and he's not getting more attention from Marlin. That is as far as I have got. I did not write any more because I ran out of time.
That's a good pitch, though. That's a good pitch. All right. Who wants to go, Jacob or Dragon?
Dragon.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead, Dragon.
All right. So let me first start off before I really get into my pitch. Just want to quickly mention that I don't believe they're going to do a Finding Nemo 3, and
Neither do I.
Me neither.
Again, Andrew Stan he's been really smart about it. Kind of like he only told because there wasn't a kind of a necessitated, like, you want to make sure Dory's okay, and the ending of Find Dory, without giving away, I think is really a good definitive ending of, like, you don't want to kind of come back after that. However, let's just say in that movie there was also kind of hints at if there was one more thing to wrap up. There is one story they could tell. I mean, there's at least enough to suggest that, okay, well, if you really want to kind of do like a thorough one, kind of completely cap it off, there is one more story you could tell. There is at least enough breadcrumbs to suggest lead you into a direction. Still, it's a bit of by like any of these sequels. Again, really could have just ended it there. So here's my pitch. Finding Gil.
Okay. Okay.
So, after the return to the ocean with the tank gang, so the idea is, let's just say, without saying where or when, the tank gang, essentially they're absconded with, but they're fine, they'll be back in the ocean. It's pretty much set up that, okay, these guys, they're going to be fine, they'll be back in the ocean, they've been plucked from their baggage, and they'll be fine. So, without you going through the whole process of seeing what some of our characters in Find Dory went through, just duplicating again with the tank gang, we don't need to see any of that. We just start the movie with them being put back into the ocean, ready to start the movie. And perhaps opening the scene before that, before we kind of link up where they are presently, we have kind of a montage, kind of a Great Escape style montage of seeing Gil's many escape attempts over the years. Basically, we see Gil being put into the tank along with the other tank gang, see the origin of their origin being put in the B. Sherman's dentist tank. And we see Gil really determined through like a montage of like months, days turning into months, and months turning into years, of them of Gil like trying all these various failed escape attempts to set to kind of like a good montage thing. But you get to see over time, kind of Wall-E style. You get to see there is a sadness there of like, oh man, Gil is getting really desperate. Right? You see like the one time really hurt his fin on his right side. Which you showed Nemo, and then we kind of link up with Nemo, similar to a bit in Finding Dory. We kind of link up with what we saw in the movie, and then we just kind of see, okay, the gag at the end of Finding Nemo, where they're floating in baggies, and we get to see again the sadness is starting to creep into that opening sequence. Saying, okay, well, there's a lot of laughs, like oh, he's failing, but man, imagine what that failure must feel like over all that time. And Gil's really going at it. I wonder why, and that's the premise of the film, folks. So after they're put back into the ocean, the question that is. I'm not done. I just want to say here's what I'm getting into the premise. So, why was Gil? There's a question never really thought of with Nemo until you really look at it, which I think kind of gave a story. So why wouldn't it give us kind of a third movie here? That why was Gil so eager and so driven to return home? We know he tried so many times. It was said in the first Finding Nemo film. We saw again on his side. He's got really that scarring. He still has not been deterred at all. He's always being strategic in how to get out of that blasted tank. So what is Gil so eager to return home for? So I'm figuring this film will be a character study of someone who's clever, who never gave up, and who led everyone to freedom, essentially, but learns kind of like a kind of prison style, I guess. He learns that it's not easy to all the tank gang. They're kind of realizing it's not easy to readjust on the outside after their imprisonment. Kind of readjusting to ocean life and Gil getting back to his home. That's the crux of the story. So the tank gang is
Shawshank, perhaps.
A little bit, like the tail end of Shawshank, it's like kind of readjusting to life on the outside. That's the premise of, so that's the overall premise. Like the tank gang can't get back to the way things were. Gil is the main story of the film is he's dead set on returning home, and I would assume to a wife or brother, like some family, but not like a big family, like either a wife or a brother. That's what I'm thinking. I want to say wife. I'm a little iffy on that part. Point is, Marlon and Nemo, they offered their help, which leads to kind of Marlon and Gil meeting, kind of having a great dynamic. Again, they're both really important figures in Nemo's life. Dory bonds with the tank gangs for some comedy on the side.
Oh, hell yes.
Gil, in the end here, the movie ends with a big emotional kind of crux of it. So Gil discovers that his wife and/or family, again, wife, you have a really potential interesting thing is that they are either dead or it's really heavily suggested that they're gone, and basically because he's been locked away in the dentist office for so long, it's heavily suggested they've died. They're in a specific area where it's like a fishing grounds type area. Basically, something suggests that they are definitely gone, not coming back. Like they're not anywhere in the ocean points. It's like his family's gone, and Gil, he's emotionally broken by this, and Marlon offers his. He relates to him with the loss of Coral. Dory's parents relate to him with the loss of their daughter. Gil learns the tank gang, they're more than just kind of friends and former cellmates. They're his family, and the movie would end with kind of them going off on their own adventures as kind of like this tight unit that just basically Gil realized, I wasn't just locked away with these guys. These guys are my family. I have no one left. I mean, they're always there for me. I'm just gonna go off on kind of the next big adventure, and we have just because I love the ending of Dory, and we have kind of a homage to the drop off. But again, just bring it full circle because you have to end it in a certain place like that.
Okay. So, Jacob, you have the floor now.
You guys both took both of my ideas.
Oh God.
I mean, I can't do another Finding Marlin because one of my first ideas actually was Finding Gil or Finding the Tank.
Okay, can we technically call Sandy's Finding Toby? Hashtag Finding Toby.
What about Finding Bruce, Jacob? You want to try that one?
I guess I might as well. I mean,
you could still do a Marlin story. I mean,
just pitch a better one.
The only Finding Marlin I came up with is basically a reversal of Finding Nemo,
where Marlin gets separated and Nemo has to save him.
Yeah.
What do
you want to go do that as your pitch? All right, what do you got?
Well, I mean, that's the only one I had. Then Finding Bruce. I mean, what would we do with that?
Do you want to do that? Do you want to do Finding Bruce, or do you want to go with the Marlin idea? You have to do it on the spot, though.
Remember, Bruce's daddy issues. I never knew my father.
Oh God, Bruce does have daddy fucking Spielberg. Did someone get Spielberg in on this writing process?
And his name is Bruce.
Could you stop ranting against Spielberg?
Okay, I think I'll just.
What are you gonna do, Jacob?
I'll just go with a Marlin one.
Okay, give us a brief pitch.
Well, instead of how about instead of getting separated, it's more like he goes on he's still trying to cope with the laws and the journeys he's been through, and go more of a spiritual journey, trying to find himself. Like he goes off on his own without any explanation. Here's a calling for it. He hears something calling for him, trying to discover it. Something.
Okay, I like that. That's a good place to start with.
He tells Nemo he's going off on his own to search for something because he believes Nemo's currently old enough to take care of himself. Leaves Dory to take care of him, or him to take care of Dory. Either or, or you can take care of Dory. Either way. But he believes that there's something. He believes that his time has come to, and not to leave Nemo on his own. Because bringing up something from the first movie. Like I said, something they said in the first movie, nothing will ever happen to him if you don't leave him on it and let him discover things on his own.
Mm-hmm.
He's old enough to do that, and he goes off to find himself essentially, find his place now that Nemo's all grown up. That's all I can come up with right now.
Okay, so we've got Marlin's spiritual journey. We've got Nemo has a surprise brother. And we have Gil being reintroduced to his family and kind of dramatic stuff going on with that. What do you guys have? Fight it out. Why is your pitch better than the other two pitches? Free for all.
One, I have a great issue with kind of Marlin just randomly he has a calling of some kind, then he leaves Nemo.
Well, like I said, he believes Nemo's old enough to take care of himself, and he tells him about it, and Nemo agrees with it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the progression there, Jacob, but it's still just, I'm getting very little reasoning of like kind of why Marlin's like all of a sudden. It's not just like Nemo leaving him, then Marlin kind of discovering himself because you want Nemo to find Marlin. But again, what are the stakes? And Marlin's just going off. Then Nemo says, "Oh man, Dad's been gone for a few days. I'm gonna go find him." Well, why is he finding him again? It sounds like you have your perfect
Is
ending
it
there.
Marlin finding himself? Because that's kind of what I took it as with the title.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a Marlin's spiritual journey then.
Sure.
Yeah. Yours is basically almost a reversal of Finding Dory, though. I mean, like in one of your scenes where Gil realizes that his family might be dead is basically exactly almost what happened in Finding Dory, like where she freaked out about her family being potentially dead. That's like directly from Finding Dory.
Yes, and this would demonstrate that in real life there are consequences, and again, being away for a long time, things change. It's the premise of the movie. The tank gang, they have to realize that you can't really get back in the ocean after being separated from it for so long, and some of them might not even be able to be in the ocean for all we know. But for Gil's case, again, he's Gil just being reintroduced in the water. Again, you don't know. The ocean's a big place. A lot of things can happen in the span of a few years, and we can assume they've been in there a few years to at least even like 6 months. Like the movie's a year to 6 months, Finding Dory. But look at Gil's being reintroduced. Any number of things could happen. And again, finding his family, knows the general location. Well, who's to say they've been around? Dory's parents had a very specific reason for sticking around. They logically thought, okay, well, she might stop by here. Gil's family, for all they know, okay, well, Gil's never come back. Not everyone has the same amount of faith there, the same kind of logic. So I mean, I think kind of some similar parallels are showing there is consequence in life. I don't think it's a bad move.
Okay. Sandy, why is yours better than some of the others?
Well, I feel mine goes back to Nemo and Marlin, where it all started out, and just that whole it all comes back to that opening scene in Finding Nemo where Marlin, he finds the one last egg, or one of the two in my version here, and it's him. He's finding out that he was so panicked and so worried and so scared that he overlooked something that could have drastically changed his life for the better, and I think all of that coming back together, it could really tie Nemo and Marlin and this new brother of theirs together. I feel Jacobs. He was saying that dragons is reminiscent of Finding Dory, and I feel that Jacobs is too for like he said, Marlin going off to find himself. I feel that's what. Even though I haven't seen Finding Dory, I know enough about it where Dory goes off to find herself as well. So I feel that's not exactly a great argument on Jacob's part. That's pretty much all I have.
Okay, guys, got to fire back some shots at Sandy. Go ahead.
Sandy, I have two big problems with your.
Well, actually, can I say something first, though?
Go on.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Well, if we introduce this new brother, we kind of betray what we set up in the first movie, though. I mean, like setting up this dynamic between them, and suddenly, like, oh, he has a brother. It's like a surprise sibling trope in countless TV sitcoms and soap operas that gets.
Yeah, it is very soap opera-ish.
I mean, it'd be like, oh, he has a brother out of nowhere. He's adopted, and technically, throwing a wrench in there, Nemo's egg wasn't found in a cave. It was found down below. So, and he looked in the cave and there was nothing there, and there were no other eggs to be found. It was pretty much established that all the others were gone except Nemo. And so, okay, go ahead, Dragon.
I'm just piggybacking off what you're saying, Jay. I have the exact same points. I don't buy that, Marlon. You find out your whole family is gone and you have nothing. I mean, I just can't buy into the fact that years ago he's looking around for any sign of life that he's not finding anything. That he's not seeing any other egg in there. He'd be scouring over. There were like 100 eggs. I mean, he's kept kind of like he would know. Looked like up and down that cave when he's looking there because his whole world is gone. He's looking for any little semblance of little red egg in there.
May I cut in here, Tiki?
Yeah, go ahead, dude. This is
I think that I think that Marlin may have gone and found Nemo, and then while he was, I guess taking care of Nemo just obsessing over this one egg, the two other fish may have come along and taken the other egg before Marlin could go and look for it.
Well, I mean, I don't think in that moment, I mean, the thing you're gonna like, oh man, there's a clownfish crying over an egg over here. I mean, maybe something. Maybe we should kind of turn the other way. You know, maybe we shouldn't kind of harshen his moment here. I'm saying I think they would like if they see like kind of a crying fish. I mean, again, it's in this one kind of set location. I don't think there's any way they can kind of go by without Marlin seeing them there. Just even if the egg's kind of down by the sand, I think it's just too much of a buy that this is like a little secret thing that happened. It's kind of it's like Spider-Man 3. It's like kind of you complicate a simple idea. Okay. It's like you have like okay, so Uncle Ben wasn't just killed by the carjacker. He was actually killed by the Sandman who actually just bumped into to kill him.
Well, how do we know maybe one of the eggs didn't fall out? Maybe one of the eggs fell out of the cave and fell down below.
That's
where other fish may have found it.
Into the Marianas Trench. I'm sorry.
When we see the everyone sing it with me. When we see the undertow, we say, "Let's go!" All right.
Again, look, let me just kind of defend a little bit of mine here. Is that, and for point of comparison, again, Gil, it's kind of unsaid background. There was a deleted scene in Finding Nemo that, again, was deleted, so it means everything's on the table about Gil's backstory. Gil has no backstory whatsoever, so you could kind of put anything in there. Again, we were there in that moment. It's a very iconic moment, all of Pixar, honestly, but also in very much in both Nemo films. You have this the injured little Nemo egg. It sounds like you're going to convolute the backstory. It kind of takes something really pure, just kind of complicates. And like years later, oh yes, he had a brother. It kind of symbolized, we've run out of ideas.
Well, I personally think if they were making a Finding Nemo 3, they would all have run out of ideas and just.
Okay, that's
that's something against all of us there.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. Yeah, sorry.
Like my pitch would reek of desperation.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I'm trying to round out a trilogy. That's all I'm trying to think. Like, what was the only story that they could tell to wrap it up? Okay, well, it's the closest thing I can think of. Finding Gil. All right.
Okay, Dragon. I want you to address one thing, Dragon. People have attacked you, and I kind of agree with them that it is kind of like some of the elements directly are lifted from Finding Dory, specifically the whole, the whole fake out with the parents being dead or not. Like, what are you gonna do to reverse that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's building off ideas that have been set up in the previous two movies. This is kind of showing you, okay, something you think you've seen before. Oh wait, no, it's not the exact same thing. It's not Gil looking for his parents. Again, it's between brother or wife. And wife, if you really want to connect with Marlin brother, if you want to have something kind of a thing with Nemo going on, perhaps. But the point is, it's like kind of a singular kind of family member, and I think it's different enough from the previous thing. It's also piggybacking off of the idea of, okay, well, it says looking for family. All three movies, if this fictional third movie was made, all three movies are searching for family, searching for your role in that family. Kind of again, it's fatherhood in the first one. It's kind of the looking for the parents, and looking for child in the first one, looking for parents in the second one. Just looking for your place, but also kind of looking for the past. And the fact you can't really go back to the past, you have to just keep swimming, go to the future. So I think they're all kind of connected a little bit, interconnected threads thematically. Again, just keep swimming. A lot of Finding Dory would be influenced in there as much as Finding Nemo would be influenced in the third one.
Okay. Sandy, any final thoughts?
No, I'm pretty sure I said everything in my little spiel there earlier.
That went well.
Yeah, that wasn't just me, right? That was a bad gong, right?
Yeah, that was a bad gong.
It was a gong glitch.
I was like, boom.
Okay, Adventure Blue Dude. Here's where I'm leaning on. I think I'm gonna have to place Jacob in third here, just because Jacob did admit that his would just be kind of a shameless cash grab, and he kind of like, Jacob, I feel like you kind of gave up in a way. It's between Sandy and Dragon. My problem with this is, Dragon, you made some good points, but I do feel like a lot of it is recycled. I feel like what we saw from Sandy's pitch. Granted, yes, it's a storyline we've seen before. Basically, all Pixar movies are storylines we've seen before. The question is, what would they do with said storyline? And I honestly think Pixar could get a lot of mileage out of Sandy's pitch. So, Adventure Blue Dude, what do you think?
This is tough.
Oh,
because
Andy Signore reference. There he goes.
What?
What?
Andy Signore, that's his catchphrase. That's the movie Fight's catchphrase.
I don't think that really counts as a catchphrase.
Okay.
It's just like saying it's
It
stuff.
is a catchphrase. It is a movie catchphrase.
What is a catchphrase?
This is tough. They make T-shirts out of it.
Oh.
This was very difficult, because I don't quite like any of them. To be perfectly honest. Though, in the vein of cash grabs, you overestimate Pixar and Disney. But in terms of what I would pick, I guess I will go with what you were looking at. Like, I'd probably agree with you for Sandy.
Okay,
Yes.
Sandy gets the point.
Yay!
I think that's a first.
Well, Sandy.
Congrats, pal, you made the grade.
Alright. Round 2.
You're not doing good with those tonight.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop except for the gong. We have to have the gong in there. What is the most emotional Pixar moment? You know what? I'm gonna turn my webcam off too because I'm glitchy as hell. I'm sorry, folks.
I'm not turning mine off now.
No, don't. Oh God.
Do you have peeps there?
Yeah.
Oh God.
The Peeps Kebab.
Peeps on a stick.
Peeps Kebab.
All right. What is the most emotional Pixar moment? Not counting Toy Story 3, Up, or Inside Out. Sandy, you won the point, so you have to go first. Go ahead.
Okay. I picked Kronos Unveiled in The Incredibles, which is when Mr. Incredible hacks into the system in Syndrome's evil lair, I guess you could say, and discovers that he has killed tons of supers from around the world. It's this moment when Mr. Incredible learns of all his friends' deaths, and of course we don't know how close he was with each one, but by his expression it seems as though he must have been close with many of them, also considering since he's one of the most popular supers. And just the sheer fact that Syndrome is killing off all of these supers all over the world, ending innocent lives for his own shallow benefit, it's heartbreaking. And although the scene isn't exactly, sad like Coral's death, it doesn't tug at your heartstrings like that. It's emotional on a much, I'm not going to say stronger or weaker level, but it's on a different level. It pulls at your heartstrings in a different way than a scene like Boo and Sully at the end of Monsters Inc. or Coral's death or Wally losing his memories. Yeah, that's mine there.
Okay, I'll throw it to Jacob now. What do you got?
Well, mine, since it's getting emotional, I actually open the spectrum a little bit other than just sad, which is what actually it kind of is. Like Wally, losing and regaining his memory. The reason I think this works is because of think about the entire movie, like the entire build-up of the movie. He sacrificed himself to save the humans on the Axiom, to get the plant to go to Earth, to help them get back to Earth. Throughout the process, he's been trying to show Eve the process of but show that there's more to her life than her strict programming. And she only realized that only before all this happened. But when she tried to revive Wally using parts built up there, build parts that were at his shack or distribution thing, whatever you'd call that giant thing.
His dump truck. It's Wally's dump truck.
Okay, Wally's truck. Yeah. She actually managed to revive him, but he didn't remember. He forgot her. And he even forgot about his cockroach and all his memorabilia, turning it into garbage. meaning that he had completely forgotten about his old life and he had reverted to his old programming. She was obviously deeply saddened by this, and she finally understood the whole hand-holding concept. She even whistled the song. I guess you could call it. She would whistle the song. It only takes a moment to him before kissing him, hoping and saying goodbye, only for Wile to regain his moment and then regain his memory in a they joyously embraced and forever spend their life together happily.
Okay, and Dragon, you get the floor.
It encompasses both the lows and highs at the same time. It's just a very joyous end, especially after the build-up of the movie.
All right, cool. Dragon, go ahead.
All right. Well, first of all, let me just say again that picking an emotional Pixar moment, there's like a plethora of options you got. You know, there are a lot of really great emotional bits here. If you really look, I mean, there's always these great subtle ones. You got some on the nose ones. I'm kind of going with an on the nose one. Oh boy, I mean, I was just thinking of like, barring the three we abstained from. You know, what was the kind of most emotionally kind of like gripping and kind of just emotionally grabbed you, and I had to go with the death of Coral at the beginning of Finding Nemo. Again, until Up came out, this was kind of one of the most emotional ways to open a Pixar film. Really was. And oh wow, it still holds up tremendously. Just getting ready for Finding Dory to come out, I watched Finding Nemo, and oh my god, it's still so impactful. Again, everything associated with it. Now it goes from the moment of pretty much the moment you see the Barracuda to the moment where he names Nemo Nemo. That's pretty much where this moment goes to. You know, it's just kind of it's the loss and the lost discovery and the finding of Nemo there. Again, it fires on all cylinders so excellently. It's like this. It feels so realistic in terms of like it showcased the danger of the ocean. Again, Barracuda kind of shows up out of nowhere. Coral's like speeches, like every parent just looking at like, I fear for my child's life. Again, Coral is doing what Marlin's going to do throughout the movie. It's very well representative of the film, emotionally what the themes are going for. Parent doing anything for child. Coral, she sacrifices herself to try to save her children. Unfortunately, she doesn't save all of them, but at least she saves one. But still, the fact, she went through that, and the fact that we didn't see that is even more impactful. And Marlin getting knocked unconscious, and Father trying to do what he can. He tries fighting off that Barracuda, then waking up to that horrifying revelation he's been knocked unconscious. Realistically, and you wake up after you actually have woken up from being unconscious. The time has passed, and one of the worst things in life is when time has passed you by. Again, any parent could relate. He looks down, just the horror on Marlin's face. It's still just so. You see the loss again. Pixar they amazingly capture what every parent's worst nightmare was, just the loss of your children, loss of your spouses. What a father's worst was fear, just being alone and just like seeing the heart in his face, just calling Coral, and just again that blue lighting, and then finding this one egg, this little cracked egg, which is going to be again showcased Nemo. It's the explanation for Nemo's handicap visually, so you don't have to explain it all going forward. Again, this sequence accomplishes a lot, and again, just emotions like, oh my god, there was one egg, but it's damaged, and the name that he didn't even want, the name was like, yeah, we'll call one Nemo. We'll call the rest of them Marlin Jr. to honor his wife. He calls him Nemo. And again, just holding it, that's where you get the fantastic Thomas Newman theme, which Andrew Stanton himself has said, that is like the other main actor of the movie, Thomas Newman's score, which is very, in many respects, is very true. Same thing with Wall-E said he's replicated that again. Thomas Newman's score is very impactful in these films, and that's when the Nemo's egg theme starts, just like father swimming down the egg, gets paralleled by the end of the movie. Point is, just it's so cutting, it's played so realistic, all the little nuances, and just like is the in your face. Just like I believe me, in my opinion, this is way sadder than Bambi. It is.
Okay.
I'm saying Bambi is a sad one. This one is like the most brutal thing, one of the most brutal openings Pixar's ever had. Again, until we get into things like Up, and I would say again, because we're not talking about again, one of the most emotional things that Up is like set the record, making you emotional in less than 2 minutes.
Right.
So, oh gosh, it's so impactful and still holds up to this day. Okay,
we've got Coral's death. We've got the Incredibles reveal, and I'm sorry, Jacob. What was your pick? I'm sorry.
Wally losing and regaining.
Wally losing. I'm sorry. Okay,
we should probably rename it Tiki losing and regaining his memory.
Exactly.
Which in itself is kind of sad, but in a completely different way.
Okay, so fight.
Okay, well, let me just say, I think we all have good moments here.
Never mind.
Sorry. Go on.
As I was saying, Sandy muted his mic. I was kind of concerned.
I'm here. My chair is just really creaky. I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
It's all good.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we all picked really good moments here. Let's acknowledge that first off.
Let's just say that we can't say anything bad about these scenes because we all seem like assholes otherwise.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but let's see. Again, Wally don't get me wrong. Wally is emotionally impactful. You're right. It's very uplifting. It's a great ending. But you know what? The stakes aren't quite there. Again, it's kind of hard to just in the moment when the first time you watch it. The stakes are absolutely there. But you kind of know the happy ending's on the horizon. This Marlin thing, it does not have a happy ending. In comparison to that. But again, Wally things he's in good hands. You kind of even watching the movie, there's a small chance that they're not going to go the happy ending route with this. That again, he's a machine, so he can be repaired. So there's a bit of a safety net with Wally there. It's my main kind of attack on Wally, I suppose.
Okay.
So you're saying his whole repair thing.
Yeah, believe me, I'm very glad he got repaired. But I'm just saying, it kind of takes the threat of it because he's going to get repaired. It's going to be a happy ending, and it's emotionally it grabs you, but it's almost a manipulation of emotion of he's going to be all right, but it still gets you anyway.
Sandy?
Well, I'm just kind of riding on the coattails of Dragon here because he's still alive. I mean, unlike Coral, who's he's dead, just pretty bold like that. Wally, he's still alive. I mean, it's pretty obvious that everything is going to work out. Gosh, I feel like an ass for
it's like kicking a small robot.
No, this is about your choice here because I feel just because Coral was my original choice, so I'm gonna feel like an ass if I try to down it.
That's the point of the show, Sandy. I gave you a chance to have Coral.
I offered you. I gave various opportunities, even though I didn't want to. I offered it to you.
I know, but this is your thing here, and you're not having a good day, so you need to have that. So, I'm gonna try to make this up as I go. I'm already losing points here, I'm sure, but it's I think it's just too dark. You have all this death going on around you in the beginning of this kids film, and I feel like it. Tiki, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Dragon gets the point.
I didn't even get to defend myself.
All right, Sandy, you're out. You're out, Sandy.
Fair enough.
Jacob, go.
Well, I can't really. I guess. What was Sandy's again?
Well, Sandy's out. Just fight Coral. Just fight Coral. Don't worry about Sandy.
But what Dragon? The thing is, you seem to focus on the whole reparation thing. He gets repaired. My focus was not just his death or being repaired. My focus was him losing his memories, losing who he was.
Yeah, but he regains all of that, though.
Yeah, but you don't know that's gonna. We didn't know that was gonna happen. At least not the first time I watched it. The whole first time thing really doesn't work for your argument either. It doesn't work for yours either because even though Coral's gonna die, you know what's gonna happen. You know Nemo's gonna come out of it. So it really doesn't do that either.
I mean, you suspect Nemo. You don't expect to be so brutal, though. You don't expect to be so. Oh my God, that's how we get Nemo.
Finding Nemo, the brutal story of a father recovering from losing.
I mean, even poor little Toby got killed.
Not one of the children survived.
Not even Toby.
The thing is, I went with mine because it's not just all about sadness. It's all about emotion. Sure, he's manipulating emotion, but it's still emotional. You could call any of these movies, any of these moments, emotionally manipulating, and it would still work.
Again, believe me, I don't want to. Again, I don't want to sound like a monster either. Again, you picked a fantastic moment. I love that. I love that moment. But again, mine also has like a good cushioning of hope towards the end too. Like this father is so dedicated to this egg. It's all he has left in the world, though. And despite
Mine's backed up. Mine's backed up against humanity finding its foundations amongst itself, and the two robots breaking free of their programming.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. But then again, I'm just like father bonding with son over loss of entire family, and the son will never know all the gruesome specifics of it.
I don't know, Jacob. Do you have anything else?
Well, I'm trying to think of how it works. I mean, like, think about the adventures throughout the entire movie, and like how she's come full circle, like how much she's learned from him. They've learned from each other, and then they saved all of humanity. They just broke free and defeated another robot who was strictly following programming, despite all their and they're still together. And what I have to say for Finding Nemo is like, like if you've seen the trailers or anything before that, there was only one. And I'm sure you didn't expect it to be brutal, but both signs show sign of hope. They're both all Andrew Stanton-esque. That's the thing.
I'm going to argue that last thing, really big argument I have on it, I guess, is that out of context, mine holds up better. Mine holds up tremendously better out of context. Yours, again, you can't really factor in any of that.
Yours is also at the beginning, so it only has the up to go from there. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I'm just saying, out of the two moments we picked, mine as a element of my argument. I think yours, you can't really read like how far they've progressed. Mine's like kind of the beginning of that journey, kind of summarized. Okay, we can tell the father's going to definitely care about this egg, even though we don't kind of see all the how great kind of it's kind of bridges into kind of replicating itself, going full circle in the end there when he finds out that done wrong. I mean, that's still there, but you don't need that to still get kind of the full, get the full emotion out of that scene.
I just personally had more attachment to Wally because I've been through these characters, but I'm sure we already knew about these characters at the beginning of Wally, but at the beginning of Finding Nemo, but you actually get to grow with these characters in Wally. You actually saw him grow. It's sad to see him go, but uplifting to see him come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a brutal round.
Indeed.
Adventure Blue Dude, this is definitely tough because what we have here
And we didn't even say anything about The Incredibles.
No, we didn't. No, well, Sandy didn't want to. Sandy chose not to participate. So.
You kicked me out, Tiki.
No, you chose not to participate.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying as soon as you say I can't do this, or as soon as you say anything like that, you're done.
No. I was saying I couldn't pull up anything against Coral.
Let's not fight about it and just continue.
Do you want to defend The Incredibles then?
Well, I had something here.
Okay then.
No, it's fine. I'm already been eliminated. I fell hard.
Yes, you did. Basically, it's an emotional moment that comes right at the very beginning of the movie versus at the end of the movie with all the story arc stuff attached to it. I do think that inherently Dragons is sadder. However, Jacob did make a point that his moment encompasses more emotion than just sadness. Adventure Blue Dude, which way are you leaning here?
First, let me preface this by saying that I'm slightly pissed because I did prefer Sandy's to the other two.
You want to hear what I have to say?
I mean, it's a little bit too late now.
Well, I know, but you want to hear
Should
it
really
anyway?
start moving. Otherwise, yes, but
It's too late, Sandy. We have to keep the show on the road.
Fair enough.
With everything, and as much as I hate saying it, it's still rather obvious that BlueDragonFive's is better, because even though the Wile's stuff has more context to it, like in the moment, the Finding Nemo sequence is more emotional.
Alright, Dragon gets the point.
One for the Gipper.
Okay, so we're going to go from sad to just straight up brutal. So we've had a lot of brutal Disney deaths over the years from villains. The one that we're not going to include is Clayton because, oh my god, how can you top that? I think whoever would pick Clayton would just have a serious advantage. So we're going to go with the most brutal Disney villain death, not including Clayton. All right, Dragon, you won the last round, so you get to go first. What do you got?
Okay, my Disney villain who bought it. My choice is Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
What did he buy?
He bought a ticket straight down to Lava Town.
He went to hell.
Yes, literally. So,
Head first. Head first.
yeah. So Frollo,
Ready to smite the wicked.
Dark fire, yeah. But Frollo, is a brutally ironic. It's a brutally ironic death. He was driven to. You see in the scene, he's driven to the brink of Sandy's as most monstrous, and he's what makes his death even worse. Like he's under the impression that he's actually being dragged to hell by a demon before he burns alive. That's really hard. It's kind of hard to top. Like the psychological scars. Like again, he's going through a worse experience too, because he was a religious man going down there. It's like, oh my God, I've been forsaken. In his mind, he's died before he even hits the lava, and now he's hitting the lava and making burning death even worse.
Dragon, if you know how that actually works in real life, you actually rice the top and fry like an egg on the top. And
God.
Burn alive. You don't just sink.
Okay. Okay, Dragon. That's a really good opening argument there. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna throw it to Jacob. What do you got?
Mine's actually kind of similar. King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay.
Life is for the living, Ralph. Sorry.
Funny thing, he's actually the most recent Disney death.
Yeah.
Disney villain death. Ironically enough.
Yep.
But the thing is, King Candy, or as he's been revealed to be, Turbo, he's been messing with these games. He's been revealed to be obviously the villain. It's actually one of the more twisty villains that actually made sense of recent years. Actually, it's a side fact. But he was instead of being eaten by the Cybug and the Cybug just eating him, he actually became and seemed to overpower the Cybug to become even more powerful. Like becoming even more of a threat to the arcade.
He was kind of spliced with the Cybug. He's like half Cybug, half King Candy. Or other character, which I don't know if you want to spoil it.
Yes, he became half a Cybug.
Yeah.
Essentially. But so what happened was
Cybugs have a crucial weakness.
Yeah, Cybugs have a crucial weakness. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Cybugs have a crucial weakness. In order to fully eliminate them, they have to be called into a big light. Ralph remembering the light bulb, the giant Mentos and Diet Cola fountain, decided to use that as a beacon to go and destroy them. And King Candy, he's basically being like King Candy under the influence of the Cybug, got pulled in and got basically disintegrated to death. Like he was completely evaporated. And since he was outside of his own game, he can't respawn. He dies forever. The reason I think this is one of the more brutal deaths in the Disney lore is that he was actually being pulled in there against his own will. Like he tried to get out of that, but he couldn't, and basically got evaporated almost the moment he touched it. And after spending many years manipulating the code, and surviving in the land that wasn't even his, you find he got destroyed by it, and destroyed by a fatal flaw that wasn't even his character. That wasn't even initially part of him, but he tried to use. He got evaporated by searing hot lava, the searing hot Diet Cola, got destroyed almost immediately, and almost instantly without even a second thought, all against his own will.
Okay. Sandy, what do you got?
Yoo-hoo!
Sandy.
Sandy.
Buddy boy.
Oh dear.
He has his mic off. He might
yeah.
not.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I forgot that was off.
Oh god. Oh god.
Dang it, Sandy.
that would have been bad. I have Scar, and I have Scar because, of course, getting eaten alive, I'd say, is far more painful than and horrible than falling to your death or getting stabbed or falling into hot lava and dying within an instant. I can think of many other things that would be more painful than that, to be honest. Getting torn apart by hyenas as they chew your flesh off is pretty slow, it's pretty painful, it's agonizing, and all in all, it's a really horrible death. I honestly think it's even worse than Clayton's because...
Oh man. Okay.
I know, I'm sure that's a bold statement to you, Tiki, but it's totally true. To be honest, I really think that's even more horrific than Clayton's because Clayton just, he was hung and that was it. He didn't have hyenas chewing his body parts off while you're watching. And that's a graphic image, but this is a brutal round, so I think I can get away with it.
Alright guys, I think this is going to be fun. So, which brutal moment is more brutal than the other brutal moment?
Well, first of all, Scars is a little weak because, I mean, come on, he's killed off by hyenas. He was ruling over those hyenas. There's a lion versus all of those hyenas. I mean, come on.
Actually,
He could take a lot of those guys.
Dragon, that's supposed to be like the ironic thing, like, because he turned on them earlier.
Yeah,
Like,
he betrayed them thinking that he could get away with it, but no, they came out on top.
and remember, they outnumber him, so it actually makes sense that they're able to overpower him.
Jacob, buddy, you're helping me out here.
I know.
Tag team, you guys can tag team. You're welcome to tag team if you want.
And trust me, I'll defend whatever I like.
Well, I mean, again, it's like Scar is supposedly so smart he can manipulate these guys, and I mean, it's like the sudden turn of like, okay, they're all now gonna eat Scar because they're so starved. He's ruling over hyenas. Shouldn't he have been eaten by other more dangerous predators?
Well, I think with Scar, he was panicked. He didn't know what to do. Simba had him. He was gonna do something. Scar had to find a quick and easy way to get out of the situation, and he thought he could come out on top of the hyenas and talk him out of this if anything ever happened. But unfortunately, he got stabbed in the back. Well, he stabbed the hyenas in the back. Then they chewed his flesh off. But he thought he could get away with it. He couldn't, and it, like Jacob said, it's just that ironic twist there of the irony of your own death, and I personally think it speaks for itself, just having that image in your head of how painful that and slow that death must have been. Of course,
I have a crazy argument.
Of course, we didn't see anything with Scar, but I guess that's for the better and for the sake of all the little kiddies' minds out there.
Right, Dragon, what's your crazy argument?
So my crazy argument is, well, that's less brutal because it's kind of nature happening.
How does that make it less brutal?
Yeah, it's kind of a positive message of the film. So, but by that logic, by that twisted logic, that is actually far less brutal. We saw, like you just said, we saw Frollo literally a little plume of like sizzle as he landed down there and screaming like, "Ah, Tony J!" Very intimidating guy. We saw he was getting really monstrous again. I mean, he was like a guy you need to put this guy down. Scar is like, again, like there is no jail, so naturally he would have to get killed. So it's no surprise he's gonna get killed. And getting eaten, I mean, that's something that's we didn't. I think I could be wrong. This movie where a fact checker comes in handy. What did Simba? Was it implied that Mufasa was like killed something for Simba to eat, or am I thinking of something else? Like, it wasn't implied like he's like we kill our aside from the circle of light chat. Wasn't there like an example of something like you got to eat the rest of your carcass or something?
I don't remember.
But even
That's
without
not something I can Google.
well, even without kind of like a direct, without like a direct thing of like, this is what we do. I mean, just saying, this is what we circle life. We eat the antelope, and then the antelope will eat us.
No, I know what you're saying, Dragon. Like something about we eat the antelope, and then the antelopes turn to grass, and then the antelopes eat the grass.
So I mean,
yeah,
like,
but
what is kind of calling antelopes cannibals in a way.
What I'm saying here, though, Dragon, is these animals, they can talk, and they're like people in a sense. They're the main characters of the film, and what this all comes down to is the death and what the death is like. I'm sure if we saw Frollo, if it cut to a shot right after he fell and he was like
God.
burning alive, screaming, then I think I would have to agree with you that that would be the most brutal death. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, we did not see any of that. We just saw him fall into this giant pool of lava, and that was it.
well, let's not say unfortunately, because I think we're good for not seeing all the gruesome details. All right, let's just say that first.
Well, I'm just saying, unfortunately,
what Sandy's getting at, though, is that what Sandy's getting at is that his movie leaves more unfortunate, grueling details in.
Well, again, none of our Disney deaths are really kind of seen up close in person. I mean, again, King Candy, even when he's getting Emily,
All right,
again,
well,
it's
let's
like
talk
it's
about
soda
King
and
Candy.
just
Let's
being
talk
caught in the
about King
fizz.
Candy. All right,
On the
Jacob?
Disney digitizes.
What?
What do you got, Jacob, against our stuff?
Well, as far as scars go, he was also, well, he wasn't just, well, kind of a point against it, too. He wasn't just killed by hyenas, he also burned alive, and so we don't actually know how much he got eaten by the hyenas. They just turned on him, they just attacked him. He was just burned alive, and that's it.
Well, if he was burned alive, then the hyenas were burned alive too.
Well, yeah, so we don't know what happened to them, so he most definitely did die, but...
We do know that he was attacked by hyenas, and if not eaten entirely, severely wounded, because we saw the hyenas pile on top of him.
And we saw him in Hercules, so we know it didn't end well.
That's very true. That's very true.
I think it's kind of ironic that all three of ours involve burning to death.
Oh, God.
Oh, I mean, I think as far as less burned to death, more like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm pretty sure he was.
Again, that's
fire, though.
I'm sure his carcass burned, but I don't think he burned like alive.
Well,
all three of our deaths really weren't up close in person. I mean, they were implied. Like again, they can't go super far. Again, we can't see Frollo's kind of melting corpse, and we can't see the bloody remains of stars. Like saying, why?
okay, let me continue.
Oh God! Now I'm just picturing all these scenes in an R-rated context.
I'm sorry, Jacob. I think you were saying something.
And as far as Frollo goes, there's a lot of spiritual elements behind it. But it's just like the standard falling to his death, but with lava.
Yeah, no, I'm saying on the way down, though, again, that's a death in and of itself. Again, he was psychologically shattered on the way down. Like, oh my God, I've been forsaken by everything. I was doing this for the fire, and now the fire's the devil and the demons are after me.
Okay.
Well, the thing came to life on the way down. He lost his mind completely. Again, we saw the monsters he was getting. Again, the same guy's like about to kill a baby at the beginning of a Disney movie. This guy's a monster.
Yeah.
And King Candy, don't get me wrong. King Candy had the whole he's a video game. He's disappearing. He's code, which it's brutal in its own right. But again, compared to like a living breathing animal, living, breathing human versus he's a game and he's digitizing because of hot soda.
Well, your argument really doesn't make much sense. I mean, they're still living characters. I mean, this game shows them as more than the movie shows them as more than just code. They're living, breathing characters with their own lives and personalities outside of their game. And here, unlike a lot of those, you actually see him get. I mean, sure, you get sort of the silhouette through the lava, but you actually see it touch him go into it, and completely be evaporated away.
And you see the same thing with Frollo. You
see him fade away. You don't actually see him enter the fire. You just see the puff of smoke the puff of fire come out. You don't actually.
Because that'd be R-rated if you saw him like that. They got away with it because again, the stakes aren't the same with King Candy.
Yeah. With King Candy with soda, with Frollo, it's burning molten lava.
It's still the same.
It's hot metal that we saw made hot metal. It's not just like it's just falling into coffee-colored water. No,
that's just straight from the books, by the way. That's straight from the book.
What
it
is?
It doesn't matter what.
Yeah, the melted metal that Quasimodo throws down and brutalizes everyone with.
Oh.
It doesn't matter the substance. It's still burning hot.
Okay, so
let me throw this.
Hold on. I'm gonna quickly line out the pros and cons of each of yours, and then you kind of tell me why yours kind of weighs out those. So Jacob, I think obviously the pro is I think yours might be the most graphic in terms of like you see the guy like just kind of fizzle up and just kind of evaporate and explode, whereas these two are other far away. Hold on.
Plus another part of my whole argument was the fact that he got sucked in against his own will.
Right. And then, so with Dragon, I feel like the strength of yours is kind of like the religious implications, but I feel like they're kind of getting you a little bit with just, it's a standard kind of falling to your death. And with Sandy, I think with the hyenas, I honestly think you have the strongest so far, but I don't know. I I don't know. I like, guys, I need to hear more against Sandy because I think Sandy's winning at this point.
Dragon?
Okay, let me just hit the last points here, I guess. All right, well, Jacob, against yours real quick before I get on Sandy. I just want to say, again, I think just context goes for each of these, and I think starting with yours, Jacob, it said, you're right, it was against his will, but Frollo, again, that was Frollo's undoing. It was kind of more of a poetic, it was more of a poetic death, and King Candy was like, okay, he's going in there, no, not in the thing. Frollo was like, he was like kind of coming to grips with his fate. He's having this whole kind of life, like realizing, yes, this is what I've done, but no, I've been good. No, it's kind of a more. He knew he was on this path, but he didn't. He thought he was in the right, though. It was kind of like more so is on the same path there. And with Scar, with Scar was kind of a coward's way out. So, I don't mean like I'm saying he was all talk, and in the end it was a bit of a actual kind of a lame death. Don't get me wrong, brutal death, but still kind of a lame, brutal death. And Frollo's like it is a death, but still it's the most. It's the most brutal falling to your death.
Okay, I think I've heard enough. Dragon, all your arguments that you're stemming from are kind of just.
Tiki, could I just say something really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's Coward's Way Out is not a death, and even though it might have been a weak death on Scar's part for what he did, it's still a brutal death, and that's what this whole round is about, is how brutal the death is. And he got ripped apart and eaten by hyenas alive, and I think that's gotta fit the bill for a brutal, brutal death.
Alright. Oh, Jesus Christ. Adventure Blue Dude, unless you have any indication, I think Sandy's the clear front runner. Dragon, I think you had a lot of good ideas with your with the spirituality thing. I just think it all comes down to kind of like for him it's kind of more of a spiritual kind of like metaphorical kind of thing, whereas with Sandy I definitely think you see the most with Sandy. It's like it's the most disturbing out of the three, I think. With King Candy, Jacob had some good arguments, but I definitely think his was the most cartoonish out of the three, which hurt him. Adventure Blue Dude, are you fine with Sandy? Do you think I'm making a good call here?
Yeah, no, I agree. So.
Okay. So Sandy, you have.
Let me see.
Go ahead.
There's really one thing I want to say. Sandy, I had to argue just because I had to argue, because I believe Scar was a really brutal death, so I want to make that clear.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to beat Scar.
Yeah, Scar was just really hard to beat, Phil. It was really hard to debate. Again, that was a very excellent
Megan, I thought you started off very strong, but I think the other two kind of like hit into you. So
I mean, Scar was my auxiliary pick, and now I'm kind of regretting that because I mean they were both brutal. I mean, I preferred Frollo, and Frollo again he had the psychological thing on the way. It's like
your whole argument is basically that he trips out and imagines the gargoyle comes alive. That's kind of what your whole argument.
But seriously, out of all the villains falling to their deaths, it's the coolest version of falling to your death. I want to at least give you some points for that.
But Scar isn't falling to his death, and I think that's why Sandy gets the point.
I thought Clayton was the coolest version of falling to your death.
Fair enough. Good point.
Yeah.
I would say Frollo is the most.
Well, no, it's not falling to your death. That's hanging.
Well, no, he still falls to his death, but the death is hanging.
Yeah, I'm saying the death is hanging. That means it's not falling to your death.
Yeah, but he still falls to his death.
Oh God. Okay. We don't need to have a different debate about this. Okay, round 4, guys. This is going to be fun. So,
Sandy has
D20. What?
Sandy has 2.
Sandy has 2. Dragon has 1. Jacob, you have 2 more ramps to get on the board. So
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well,
we'll see.
We'll find out.
See. Never give up hope. So Pixar has currently their long-running good luck charm is John Ratzenberger, but Bill Hader, man, Bill Hader's been trying to kind of go in for the kill, and at D23 they kind of had a run-in with each other where Bill Hader was really vying to be the next Pixar good luck charm, and John Ratzenberger just calls him out there. He's just like, well, hang on there, young fella. I'm sorry, that was a terrible.
That's more John Wayne.
I know. I'm
He came out dressed as a giant sea cucumber.
Yes, he did.
What better way to make an entrance?
Okay, but for our pitch, I want to see the next great Disney Pixar odd couple in the vein of something like Woody and Buzz, Mater and Lightning, Dory and I'm sorry, I can't talk. Dory and Marlin, that kind of thing. Even Wally, that kind of thing. Carl Russell. But the caveat is that yeah. But the caveat is that it has to be starring Bill Hader and John Ratzenberger. So, Andy, you got the point, so go ahead and go first.
Well, I just like to say, first of all, I don't think this would work as a film. But if I had to choose something, then this is something I would have to go with. This is, of course, just something I just whipped up on the spot here. But well, what I have is two break. I don't have a title, first of all. But two bickering but sympathetic aliens, TAA and
Untitled Pixar project about aliens.
Yeah, yes. John Ratzenberger and Bill Hader aliens. two bickering but sympathetic aliens named TAA and R77 are sent from their mothership to destroy Earth. The reason they've been chosen for this mission is because the other aliens, which are cold and heartless, despise how the two aliens question their motives and actions. These two may be similar to the aliens seen in Lifted. Of course, not exact, carbon copies or anything. Maybe of the same species or something similar. Either way, they are sent to Earth, but befriend a 9-year-old boy named Max, who doesn't have very.
Savage?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, Tiki.
I'm sorry.
Go on. Ignore his lame pun. Go on.
They're sent to Earth, but befriend a 9-year-old boy named Max, who doesn't have very many friends. Max is an out-of-the-box thinker, like the other two aliens, TA and R77, and is disliked for the same reasons our two aliens are, despised among their alien people, or aliens, whatever you want to call them. The three become best buddies, and Max decides to name them Otto and Winston, which were the names of his favorite stuffed animals. After developing feelings and attachment to this boy, Otto and Winston refuse to do any harm to Earth. The mothership doesn't see this as a threat, as she was just going to blow them up anyways for their lack of being cold and heartless. So it's up to these three friends to stop the mothership from wiping out Earth before it's too late. To end the film off, the mothership explodes, and Winston and Otto live in peace with their friend on Earth. I know, it's cliche, it's cheesy, but this was an on-the-spot thing, and it's not happening.
Did you just pitch Dances with Wolves?
I've never even seen that movie all the way through.
Fair enough. Okay,
have you seen Avatar?
I have not seen Avatar either.
Okay,
no.
then you still haven't seen Dances with Wolves.
I saw the Nostalgia Critic review for Avatar, and
Have you seen Ferngully, The Last Rainforest?
I'm sure I have.
Have you seen Pocahontas?
Yeah, Pocahontas.
I've seen
they're all the same movies.
All right, Dragon, go ahead.
And well, first let me say I had a much better idea, but then we changed things. So this is my best kind of thing I come up with following that. So let me just get that out of the way first. Okay, so
I apologize.
Yeah, here is my animated pitch for kind of a Pixar duo featuring John Ratzenberger and Bill Hader. All right, so again, it's not my best, folks, but I do stand by this as a premise though for kind of an odd couple. It's a little out there, but just go with me on again. Much better premise initially. Okay, so clowns. That's kind of the working title. Clowns.
Oh God. Okay. Okay.
Like the one in Red's Dream, maybe.
Kind of. Well, much better animated. Yes. Not Lumpy the Clown, but something a little
equally terrifying. I'm
sure. I mean, not as terrifying as Jangles the Clown from Inside Out, but
Oh, he wasn't that bad.
Jangles the Clown from Inside Out was not terrifying at all, in the real world context. Though.
Yeah, in the real. I'm talking
you're
about
gonna set it in the real world.
Yeah, mine's in the real. I'm just talking about, for example, saying, well, it's not exactly Jangles, the fictional dream giant kind of Buttocks the Clown style Jangles.
Right.
I miss Joe Ramp's clown. That's a shame. Okay, anyway, so basically, let me kind of break down our two characters here. So again, Ratzenberger's character, who I just kind of tentatively named Jerry. I don't know what his clown name is, but Jerry the Great, Jerry the Clown. So Ratzenberger's character, Jerry, he's a former. Basically, this movie would be again just generally. Again, I didn't really think about the movie all over. Just kind of with the characters. It's kind of looking at clowns the way you've never looked at them before. Kind of looking beneath the makeup, like what compels someone to be a clown. Kind of piggybacking off the end idea of Inside Out with the clown. Like the guy has a lot of, he had a past. A clown with a past. Like what's with the clown? When you take off the makeup, showing you clowns aren't as scary out of context. There's a lot of stuff underneath. Scary or just inherently funny out of context. With comedy, there was tragedy on the surface, and vice versa. It's not as tragic, but it's like still there's sadness. There's a sadness there, like with any comedian. So going into that, Ratzenberger's character, he's a former old school magician who got passed over for the younger, edgier, kind of your Chris Angel style magician, and he's he's great at the presentation. He's great at the presentation. He's great at the magic tricks. He's kind of like a Penn and Teller style act, in himself. He loves to entertain. So he's a positive guy, but he's kind of he's old school. It's just the times have passed him by. It's kind of relegated him from being kind of like an onstage just regular magician to being now kind of a clown who does magic tricks at birthday parties. Now, Bill Hader's character is a failed but talented stand-up comic, which Bill Hader in real life, he's a great stand-up comedian, and he's a less stand-up comedy being a strong suit, more so again as you see him on Saturday Night Live, he does fantastic impressions. So again, this guy, he's a failed stand-up comic. He loves classic comedy like Chaplin and Keaton, and he's great impressions again like in real life. You definitely played with strong suits. Kids love him. He's very silly. He's very energetic. Things we've seen proven Inside Out, and so on and so forth. He loves making people laugh. That's basically a Joker in the making, essentially. But just get that off the table. But no, seriously, Bill Hader's that, and then basically the way their dynamic would go is they both feel just forced into being clowns. Again, like the only way Bill Hader can actually kind of get an audience is again to be kind of a entertainer at a kid's birthday party as a clown. Chuckles, the clown. His name is Chuck, and his clown name is Chuckles. Get it? So the two clash and literally have an awesome clown battle many a time over at kids' birthday parties. They're like having clown fights at kids' birthday parties. And eventually, after getting to know each other, again beneath the makeup, they realize they should become a comedy duo, kind of original Toy Story style. They kind of work past the differences, or kind of Monsters University style. They work past the differences and they become stronger as They become a great comedy duo, selling out theaters all across the land, Vegas, Atlantic City, you name it. They're a strong comedy. They do become sort of a Penn and Teller clown group.
Okay.
There you go.
And that's the pitch. Okay, Jacob.
Okay, mine's not quite as extensive as that. I'm sad to admit.
That's okay because we're running low on time. So go ahead.
Yes.
All right, my kind of idea is that they exist in a world. They're these two workers who work in a world full of storytellers. Like the world, they pass on stories to the world.
Okay.
But they actually work, but they unknowingly work for a person who wants to control all creativity in the world and make who basically controls creativity, controls everything. They're basically John Hader. Oh boy, sorry. Bit flustered.
That's enough, John Mater.
Yeah. John Hader actually plays plays it. I did it again.
Do you mean Bill Hader?
Yes, Bill Hader. Sorry.
Bill
Hader.
Nye, the science guy. Bill.
No, that's it. That's Ratzenberger's and Hader's
Keep going
love
with your
child.
pitch.
Go on.
Oh, you were talking at once.
For the love of God, continue your pitch, please.
Okay. All right. Bill Hader actually plays the assistant of him, who essentially believes to be helping people, but then he discovers a low-ranking employee played by John Ratzenberger, and they're obviously having it out. So they go on an adventure to discover, they really when the master takes all the creativity from the world, they try and stop him, and they discover the importance of creativity along the way, something like that.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah, I didn't really have much time to think about that one.
Okay, find it out, guys.
Okay, Jacob, not a lot of substance on that one, and kind of a predictable lesson at the end. Creativity matters. Kind of a high concept. I think I might lose some people there. That one's not really doing it for me. Sorry, just really got nothing there.
Yeah. I don't know how I'd put these two together. So
Yeah, I'm just saying, kind of broadly storytellers and be creative. I'm sorry, it's just what I'm really getting at. I'm not really getting a lot of substance.
yeah.
Sandy, yours is interesting. I mean, I like the concept of being aliens. You got aliens befriending a kid. That's good. But again,
It's home.
Yeah.
That's
thank you.
essentially
Thank you.
yeah. So
I'm
unfortunately,
so glad
Sandy,
someone
that's
brought
what's
that
not
up.
helping you.
I was waiting for that.
Oh, but look again. Let me defend Sandy for. Let me just defend Sandy first. Minute things for little things. But okay, let's just not instantly, write off because it's aliens. Because aliens are cool. Aliens have been around before that crappy movie. All right, let's just give them that little soapbox to
Aliens, a
stand on.
crappy
All right.
movie.
What crappy movie?
But unfortunately, yeah, there have been a lot of crappy alien movies that.
Home
not
is a
been-
crappy movie, Jacob. But
Home is a
51.
very crappy movie.
Planet 51 was.
I thought you were specifically talking about the James Cameron aliens, and I was like, what the hell are you talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about the animated.
no, where did the James
Okay.
Cameron aliens come into the picture?
He said alien, not aliens.
You said crappy
Oh.
aliens.
No
movie.
one. I just heard aliens.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
You said crappy aliens movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was just responding to someone, and I saw that. I was like, what the
my point is, we've had a lot of crappy animated alien films, unfortunately. But again, let's not just instantly write off just because not an alien film could work. And you're right, citing the lifted short there, Sandy. If you can give me some more details, something in that vein, I think I might be more on your side there. You're right, it does seem kind of. You say it yourself, it seems kind of cookie cutter towards the end. There seems like something old schmaltz, something we've seen before. I'm not getting a lot of kind of intrigue. Like, we've never really seen something like this before.
Right. Okay, Sandy, what do you got?
Well, this is just kind of defending mine a little bit because I know you guys really you hit me hard with that whole home thing. I didn't think of that before.
That's a low blow, I know. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, Sandy.
Yeah, that hurt me a little
I didn't
too.
even do that to you.
Mine is it's a classic Pixar formula, which I don't know if that helps it out or not. But it's the Pixar formula of attachment and bonding, and it takes something that's been touched on very lightly in Pixar, that being alien life. I mean, I think the only time we've ever seen aliens is in Lifted. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Well, I mean, we've had fictional aliens in Toy Story, but
Well, I mean, that doesn't really count because they weren't like real aliens.
yeah.
I feel designs for different aliens and worlds could have very interesting advantage, and I think it could work out on a very heartwarming level and in a creative level, which is one of the things Pixar is best known for, along with great storytelling. Of course, the story I have is the bare minimum, but I didn't have a ton of time, and you're right. Towards the end, it is pretty cookie cutter. It's pretty cliche. It's basic. But I tried. I didn't know what else to end on, to be honest. Dragons. What was yours again? Oh, there's the clown.
Clowns.
Yeah, the clown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam, do you have any arguments against clowns? Like why clowns wouldn't work?
No. To be completely honest, I think it would work. I mean, I think, John Ratzenberger and Bill Hader would make excellent clowns.
All right, Jacob, do you have any final things to say?
Seems like a decent road trip movie. I guess I can. Never mind.
No, I'm sorry. Do you have anything else?
Well, so it seems like them achieving fame, and does that happen like exactly at the end, or is that like in the middle half of the movie?
Well, I'm saying the ending would be kind of, it's a little broad in the story there, but again, the ending would eventually be their place. They're a big successful road act, and it's like, hey, we're going to Vegas, we're going to Atlantic City, it's all going great. Yeah, that would be the end. Usually, another happy note of now they're best of buddies, and now they're going all over the old world success. I mean, they wore the clown makeup, but they're both very, they're selling out staves, kids' birthday parties now.
What would be the conflict?
Again, the conflict is they have very different styles at first, and again, like one's kind of a younger, clown, and he's at first, I guess the perception would be like, they're fighting over like booking the same gigs, and like parents are picking one clown over the other, so it's like kind of different styles of comedy clashing with each other. Again, younger versus older generation, again, different styles. One's a magician, one's kind of like impressions comedian, that sort of thing. Quick-witted versus kind of like the presentation, the old school style of being a clown.
It sounds like a good Pixar short. I don't know about a movie. I mean, I think the two as clowns would work really nicely. I think I'd rather see the two as clowns in a Pixar short because I personally, I think John Ratzenberger wouldn't make a good lead character. That's just me, though. I think it'd make a good Pixar short. I can really see that happening.
Well,
as a movie, I don't know how that would work out because like, there isn't a huge conflict there. I mean, it seems more just like
it's like one-man band essentially.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let me argue this. All right.
Again, there's no point in defending mine because I know mine doesn't have anything to it. But so I can just I'm just casting myself under the bus there. But yours, it just doesn't seem like you would like have enough of an engaging conflict enough to drive out.
like a real villain of the story.
Well, no, like I said,
Sandy,
it doesn't necessarily need a villain. I mean, Inside Out really didn't necessarily have a villain, so I can't.
That's true.
But I'm not really going to use that. I'm not really, or neither did Finding Dory really, so I'm not going to use that against him. But it's like it doesn't have an engaging conflict. Like the conflict wouldn't be, and it's just like pie fights and clown fights for 90 minutes, and then all that. It wouldn't really, this wouldn't hold up for a full-length movie.
It does seem a lot like one-man band. Jacob does have a very good point. That's probably why.
The first act of Toy Story is the two of them against each other, and then through the course of Act 2, it's them getting to know each other. And then 3 is, that's when they patch things up.
I think we can all agree that the main antagonist in that film was Sid, and this film doesn't really have.
Well, I'm not saying.
So your film is basically Toy Story without Sid.
What?
Because then Buzz Lightyear wouldn't have learned his lesson, and then you wouldn't have that build of relationship there between the two characters.
I mean,
so if you're having a Toy Story without Sid, like what you're proposing here, then
Inside Out, that existential.
Well, and debatably, Sid isn't a total villain. Again, he's a kid acting out. I mean, Scud's the villain, but he's a dog. I mean, if you really want to break it down into those terms, like technically he's not a villain. He's just he's kind of the story force that's kind of putting him in this place again because the mutant toys. Again, let's not get into a whole Toy Story discussion. My point is just to circle back to a few points.
But then again, that works against yours. There's not really anything like that in your movie. You never explain anything like that in yours.
Yeah, and although Sid is just he's just a kid, he doesn't really mean any real harm towards anyone. He still is more the villain.
I'm not saying I needed Sid in the movie, guys. Why are we talking? We're talking about Toy Story.
I'm not talking about Sid. I'm talking about like you brought up Toy Story.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of kind of your characters against each other in the first act, and then over time.
Guys, we're going to need to wrap this up soon.
Okay, look, let me get my sense on the matter of the refute of Fusars real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so John Lasseter said way back when, again, when he started with the Pixar shorts, he said, a lot of these films, you can stretch them into, if you develop some time, you could actually stretch the shorts into full-length features. Again, it depends if you really kind of dedicate a lot of time into stretching that story. I mean, it is feasible to kind of stretch this out into a conflict. Again, the thing I would say is that when they get to know each other, that could be your main thing of the films. That they get to know each other beneath the makeup. It's kind of a friendship developing for an act in the movie, let's say. So I wouldn't just kind of like say, okay, it's a short. So besides, the challenge is kind of making a Pixar duo. So even if it was a short, that still achieves the goal there. But even you could stretch that short out into a full feature.
I think that the whole point of this challenge is like what would make John Ratzenberger and Bill Hader work well off of each other. I think clowns is the obvious answer out of these three. Sandy, your pitch had some interesting elements with it, but you just couldn't crawl out. And Jacob, you weren't even trying. So I'm sorry, I can't let this continue. I've got to get Dragon to the point.
I can understand that. Like I said, I think they would work well as clowns. If that's what it all boils down to, then I think that would work well.
To be fair, I do admire how you and Jacob kind of like when I was about to rule Dragon the winner the first time, you and Jacob kind of started getting like all up in Dragon's grill. I respect that. I respect that. I just want to point that out.
Off topic. Talking about Sid though. That kind of
You
came
know
out.
what,
I know, but they were fighting. They were trying.
I didn't bring it. I tried avoiding the whole Toy Story thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I brought Toy Story. I didn't bring up, like, well, you have to do every single thing like Toy Story, though.
And like I said,
guys,
that's what I was trying to avoid. I mean, like, I didn't.
All right.
Guys, we're gonna move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the situation.
it's like
Here's the
one-
situation. Dragon, shush.
Yeah? Go on.
So, Dragon and Sandy are tied at 2 points apiece. Would any of you object to just bypassing the World Showcase question? Because, Jacob, at this point, you can't get into the speed round. And so I think we should just move into the speed round with Sandy and Dragon.
Okay.
You
All
really
right.
want to do the speed round, don't you?
I think we need to get to the speed round.
Can I at least be a moderator for the speed round?
That's how it works. Yeah, that's how it works. The third place finisher gets to be a moderator. So you get to not have any pressure on yourself now, Jacob.
All right.
You lucky
All
dog.
right,
Funny thing, I actually came more prepared this time than my very first one.
all right. Well, Adventure Blue Dude, you have how many speed round questions for us?
5?
5
I can-
should be
I
the
can
right answer.
Cut it down if you want. You told me to make 5.
Yes. Yes. You have them ready to go.
Yeah, they're in front of me.
Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm just gonna get a stopwatch that I should have gotten like before I went on air because I'm always professional. Oh, I know, right? Movie Machine Podcast, HotChocolateMedia.net. All right.
Sorry?
Max Savage.
Yes, Max Savage. Hashtag Finding Savage.
Oh.
Oh God. Okay, hold on, guys.
Hashtag my proverbial son.
Finding Francis, remember? or Ajax, whatever you prefer.
I'm saving myself for someone named Francis, but oh, good.
Okay, you have 30 seconds to give your answer, 15 seconds to give your rebuttal. That's how we're gonna work it.
Jeez.
Yeah,
You're on a
we're not
tight
fucking
ship.
around.
Wait, what?
He said we're not fucking around.
I know that before.
30 seconds for answers, 15 seconds for rebuttals.
All right.
All right.
That should be fun.
Whoever says the answer first has to go first. All right. Okay, Adventure Blue Dude, go
Okay.
ahead. First
We're
question.
gonna start with a rather open question. Pick another ride aside from Tower of Terror to get a Marvel makeover.
Ooh.
Oh, dang it.
God, a ride?
Yes.
A ride that's currently existing to get made over into Marvel.
I'm glad this is not what we're being stopwatched on because I'm running low on.
This is one we're being stopwatched on, Sandy.
Well, I know, but I'm glad it's not on. Us having to come up with one.
Oh no.
Okay.
It'll be a lot quicker than the other ones.
You mean one that's currently like in talks to be under construction, or like just
No,
any?
No,
just,
like-
just
There is a ride
Anything.
currently standing in a Disney park. Say, fuck that, this is Marvel now. Like, what ride?
All right, I have mine.
All right, Sandy.
Okay.
let's-
God, I can't.
Come on,
You
Greg.
goddamn Rocket
I
Raccoon.
can't think of any.
You can
Come on,
do
all right,
it.
all right.
Sandy doesn't
Okay,
even know
okay.
Marvel, and he thought of one. Come on now.
I can't think of Disney rides though. I've been there in years.
Ghost Rider on Thunder Mountain. I don't fucking know.
All right, fine.
I
Fine,
don't.
Space
I
Mountain.
don't.
The Groot
Space
family
Mountain.
tree
What,
house.
what character do you want to do for Space Mountain?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Okay.
Sandy, what is yours?
Oh gosh, I have to have a character too.
Or movie. Character or movie.
Yeah, movie.
Um.
Come on, Sandy.
Come on,
What was
Sandy.
the ride?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. What was the ride?
Journey into the Imagination with Figment.
Oh dear God.
What the fuck? Okay.
Oh,
Oh God. Okay, Sandy, you have 30 seconds.
So what is this on? What do we say? Like what is?
Like what it is and why it would be the best choice.
Yes.
What?
Are you
It's,
ready?
it's like all the other
I hate
debates.
this category.
There.
I love this one. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, we should do Joe.
Jacob, you lucky dog.
Lightning round corner more.
Hey, at least you guys have a chance of winning. I didn't get
Come
any.
on, Sandy. You have to. Someone has to fucking
Yeah.
start
Come
here.
on, Sandy. I'm waiting
All
for you.
right, all right, all right.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. I'm not turning back again. Go.
I think if you took out all the stuff that's in there now, of course, and you put in a big New York type with practical effects and had projections of different scenes in the Spider-Man movies, I think it could work really well. I think that, like I said, if you took all that stuff out of and turning it into imagination movement, and you put New York landscapes and stuff in there, then you could swerve around stuff. I think it'd be really.
Time.
Oh!
All right.
This is
BlueDragonFive,
my
Guardians of
favorite.
the Galaxy and Space Mountain. Go ahead.
Okay, it's a simple remodel. You just gotta repaint the ride, make it look like the Milano. You gotta play kind of the awesome mixtape while it's going to look spectacular at nighttime. Maybe have like a little Groot statue or something around the bottom there. You're basically just riding kind of. It's the same ride people will be happy with. Just basically gets a paint job, and it's also kind of themed to Guardians of the Galaxy and tone and theme again. That the songs really do a great deal for the headspace of that movie.
Okay.
Hooked on feeling.
Hooked on the feeling. All right. So, Sandy, you have 15 seconds to defend why yours is better than that. All right. You ready?
I'm not ready.
Neither.
Too bad.
So
Go.
we have a choice.
Do it.
Dang it!
Do it.
I think mine would be better because it would be more interactive. You could have a stop-go action with the ride vehicles, and you could stop it like Spider-Man swinging at you, and you could have like a cool 3D effect with 3D glasses, and you could have him swinging at you.
All right. Dragon, 15-second rebuttal. Ready?
All right.
Oh, he's gonna
Go. 15
Yours is
seconds.
too difficult to do. Everyone's gonna be pissed off with yours. Mine will just be. Mine will be it's pleasing more people, and again, it's kind of like it's a little changes, spaces in the title again. Space Guardians of the Galaxy, really popular. It's.
Okay. I think Sandy's idea. I think Sandy's idea is straight up batshit crazy, but I think Dragon.
The imagination though, I never did.
People would burn down Epcot if that happened.
Yeah, but I think Dragon's idea lacks originality, though.
It does. But
So, what do you
show
think
it
Adventure
rate
Blue did?
before you deem who wins.
Yeah.
Sandy's also lacks originality because he's basically describing the Spider-Man ride at Islands of Adventure.
Okay, good.
Am
I'm glad you mentioned that.
I've never even been on that.
Now you mention it, it does sound a lot like that. The New York landscape and the giant Statue of Liberty. And
Could someone explain to me what the Journey to the Imagination is?
Oh God, we don't
It's
really have
basically
much
you just drive through, and there's this little creature who basically tampers with this guy's imagination, or the imagination of the ride, basically. And you drive through, and he's messing all this scientist guy's plans up. I'm not sure what the heck his name is. What was
Nigel
that for?
Channing, played by Eric Idle. But yes,
Yes,
who's the winner?
Point.
Who?
Dragon.
Okay.
Dragon.
all right.
Look it up on
Okay,
YouTube, Jacob.
Okay.
Guys
Dragon.
ready
Yeah.
to the next one?
Yeah.
Treasure Planet or Atlantis?
I've never even seen those movies.
Oh, geez, they're both good. Okay. God. Which one?
Can we do this every night? This is my favorite. These are the easy questions.
Treasure Planet.
All right. Dragon, you said it first. Sandy, you have to go with Atlantis. Dragon, you got 30 seconds.
I would have chosen Atlantis.
Oh.
All right, good. Dragon.
Okay, Treasure Planet. It's a great take on the original tale. It's got this cool sci-fi angle. We got a lot of really great players in it. I believe Emma Thompson, David I. Pierce, they're in it. You got Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Again, it's a good story between the bond of John Silver and our Joseph Gordon-Levitt character. It's it's a fun adventure set in space. It's really fun. It's really cool, and it's kind of like just showing kind of the greatness of hand-drawn animation on screen also. Really
Okay.
fun.
Sandy, you've got Atlantis. You've got 30 seconds. You ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Of course, if you did a ride on this, you wouldn't have to have all the characters from the film. You could have basically maybe something like a submarine voyage, except you go through the lost city of Atlantis.
Sandy, we're not doing a ride. We're just doing like what movie's better.
I don't know why that movie's better. I've never freaking seen it.
You forfeit the point.
Fine, I guess that's the only option I
Oh.
have.
Fancy that. That concept was almost an actual thing.
I know it was. It was. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And I do know that there was some kind of Atlantis in the submarine voyage
Oh, God.
before it was. Yeah.
Come on, that really wasn't fair.
So did you
Okay.
forfeit?
Yeah. I've seen neither of those movies, so I
mean,
guess
you can try, but
I've never seen G-Force.
oh God.
Well, I don't think you really. Gosh, I don't know.
You do have to see G-Force. That's a layered movie.
No, bull crap, man. Bull crap.
Well, it's not really fair towards Sandy.
No, well, it's not about that exactly. I mean, I haven't seen
to be
either of
fair,
those
to be
movies.
fair, for the movie fights, people do pick movies that they haven't seen all the time. So Sandy, it's kind of your challenge to argue a movie that you haven't seen. So it's your choice if you want to
Okay.
get seconds or not.
I'm just gonna forfeit. I have nothing on the line here.
Okay.
Other than my points.
Another point.
So we have Sandy at 2 points, Dragon at 4 points, and we have 3 more rounds to go, I believe. So Sandy,
I can
you
still
got-
win this.
Yeah, you can technically still win, but if Dragon wins this next one, I believe that you can't. Am I getting my math right on that? If Dragon wins this next one, he would have 5.
No, you would be right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, then I guess I can't let Dragon win this one.
I guess you can't. What do you got, Adventure Blue Dude? Do the
Okay.
G-Force one.
I'm not doing a lot. You guys don't let me do a lot of moderating here.
I cut the G-Force one.
Oh, okay.
Enough about G-Force. Eh?
There was a question that was Black Cauldron or G-Force.
Black Cauldron.
No!
That's not the question.
Sorry.
You guys don't let me do a lot.
I had to say just to be safe because I do not want you for.
The actual question is pitch a new name for Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I can do a different one if you'd rather.
Can I actually do some moderating here?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
There's nothing really to moderate.
Yeah, there's nothing to moderate about that. It's like Sandy forfeit. I gave him a chance.
I know, but
Not
not even in the first question you didn't let me do anything.
I mean, I spent half of the
Jacob,
game sitting in
Jacob,
silence.
we're just kind of like, yeah.
So
Kind of.
this is Disney's Hollywood Studios in the park, right?
Yeah, like the theme park, Disney's Hollywood Studio. Pitch a new name for it because it's
Oh,
going
okay.
through all its bullshit.
I have one.
Cool.
I got one too. You go first, Andy.
Andy.
So what am I saying here? Like all I have is a name. How
Yeah,
do you
what's your
make-
name?
Yeah, just like why it would be better and like.
Why it would
All
work
right.
is replacement name.
Well,
Yeah.
mine is Hollywood Disney.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, go.
Mine is Hollywood. What am I debating here? Mine is Hollywood Disney. I think it would work really well because it's Hollywood in the Disney park, and I think if we were to mention to someone, I'm going to Hollywood Disney, then they'd know that it's the Hollywood Studios at the Disney park, and that'd be pretty obvious. And I think people would get that. And I think it's a really good idea. I still have like 10 seconds left here.
Yeah.
I think it's a great name. I think Hollywood Disney is a great name. I think it works really well because it's in the Disney park. That's all I have to say.
Okay, Dragon, 30 seconds.
Okay,
1,
yeah,
2, 3, go.
Disney Cinemagic. Yeah, it's about kind of a lot of movies are in the Disney Hollywood Studios. Of course, you got the great movie ride. Again, it's kind of cinema coming to life in a magical experience. So Disney Cinemagic. Yeah, it's this really great. It's a way of putting people in the experience. It's magical. It's also cinema. It's also getting the word cinema back out there into the public consciousness. We gotta say that term more. Cinema. It sounds magical. It kind of transports you like the idea behind renaming the park. Yeah.
Okay.
Dragon, what was yours again?
Disney Cinemagic.
Oh.
Alright, Disney Cinematic versus Hollywood Disney. Dragon, or Sandy, you have 15 seconds to do rebuttal. 1, 2, 3, go.
I think Hollywood Disney works really well because it sounds like a classic Disney name. It may not be as original. I think it works really well because it's in the park and it's pretty basic and to the point. I don't think they need a huge name to go all the way. That's it.
Time. Okay, Dragon, rebuttal, 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, mine's got magic in the title, which is going to give people a nice little glow in the middle of their heart there, a little center heart. Yeah, Disney Hollywood. It's pretty much not even really a change, just cutting one word from it. Against Cinemagic, it's giving a little nuance on the original terms. I think people still will be happy with it and get it.
Okay, Jacob, I'm going to throw it to you. What do you think?
Well, first of all, Hollywood Disney is a reversal of what it already is. And Cinemagic is the name of a channel they already have.
Oh.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes, thank you.
It's the name of a channel.
I'm leaning towards Hollywood Disney just because I feel like it rolls off the tongue better and it's
Really?
not already a thing.
Like you could actually like put it like Hollywood Disney. Like it could be like all one word almost.
Yeah,
Really?
I can see that on a billboard. Like, come to Hollywood Disney.
It's backwards.
But it works.
That's why I like that, though.
It's also kind of confusing.
Okay, Adventure Blue, are you more on the side of Cinemagic, even though it's already a thing that already
Yes,
exists?
I am, because I don't like Hollywood Disney. It sounds really backwards and just weird, generally.
Jacob, are we going to have to go with a 2-1 vote here?
Yeah.
Do you strongly prefer Hollywood Disney over Cinemagic?
I don't go with the whole I don't go with the whole singular word thing. But Hollywood Disney it does ring better than not based off a TV channel.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
sorry, Adventure Blue. I'm gonna have to override you, and Jacob kind of agrees with me. We're gonna.
I totally understand, but you're totally wrong.
Okay, no.
Opinions. It's an opinion.
Where's the fact
I
checker
know.
when I need him?
Majority rules. Majority rules.
My gosh, did I actually just win that?
Yep.
You won that point, yeah.
Barely.
Okay, so Sandy has 3. Dragon has
Sandy,
4.
let me just say this.
Sandy-
Let me just say this. Barely.
Right. We have 2 questions left. This is still anyone's game. Adventure Blue Dude, next question, please.
Who would play Gurgi in a live-action Black Cauldron?
Oh God.
Okay, so can you, a quick recap on who Gurgi is. Just come on, give me a description.
He's like the dog man.
Oh!
Jar Jar Binks creature.
Oh, I have mine.
So who would voice him, or who would take it?
No,
So
Who would play him?
Well, who would play / voice him in a live-action version?
Like motion capture.
Yeah,
Well, not necessarily. Like, yeah,
most likely motion capture.
sure.
I have mine.
That's really the only way it makes sense.
All right, Sandy has his dragon.
I'm thinking. Just give me one moment here. Okay.
This is gonna be a fun one. I'm excited for this.
And Dragon, this time you go first.
All right.
No, Sandy, you have to go first because you.
What?
You won.
Oh gosh, dang it.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, I think I have mine. I think I'm good. I think I got it.
Okay, so Sandy, you have 30 seconds. You ready?
I guess I don't have any other choice.
All right. Well, 1, 2, 3, go, my friend.
I would choose Danny DeVito to play Gurgi. Maybe not as a motion capture, but definitely as a voice, because I think he could add a lot of comedy to the role. Even though I've never seen this movie, I don't know who Gurgi. I don't even know who the frick that is. I think he could add a little character and a little pizzazz and some humor and comedy to the movie if it were to be a live action. I think he could add some nice entertainment for little kids and adults alike with his witty sense of humor there.
Oh,
Danny
dear.
DeVito is my joke answer to that question.
Okay, Dragon. You
I
got
panicked!
Dragon, 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, good.
Okay, Tony Shalhoub, because Tony Shalhoub is a very
Oh,
talented performer. You know, he's played a lot of weird characters over the long period of time. You know, Thebes. He's played characters that kind of into a lot of stuff. He's also played characters he really get into, like monks. I mean, we know he can play kind of the quirky performance very well. And again, it seems like kind of the performance you want with the Gurgi character.
Oh dear.
So I think he'd be a good choice for it.
Who is yours again?
Tony Shalhoub.
Okay.
Okay, so Sandy, why is Danny DeVito better than Tony Shalhoub? You have 15 seconds. Good
That's
luck.
the best sentence I've ever heard in my life.
I think Danny DeVito is better than what's his name, Shalhoub, because I think he's maybe more well known. I think he's funnier. I think he has a lot more potential to play this character and play it off well and not overdo it too much.
Okay. Dragon, rebuttal. 1, 2, 3, go. 15 seconds.
DeVito's a stunt, the Lorax, and you know, just thinking he plays the same thing every movie. He doesn't really alter the performance that much. Tony Shalhoub's got various little alterations. You know, he's changed it up. He's played, you know, various different roles, and plus, again, just like Dan DeVito in a very similar role to Lorax. I don't want that.
Okay. Jacob, what do you think? I think it's pretty clear Dragon's got this.
I've actually seen the movie, and definitely Tony Shalhoub would be better.
Yeah, okay. Adventure Blue Dude, I think.
No, I agree.
Okay, with that, Dragon gets the point, and he wins the game!
Good. Skin of my teeth.
A single tear
Dragon.
falls down my face. Get back in there!
Hypothetically, what would the next question be?
What would be the next live action remake?
Oh,
No, that's not the end of the question. God damn. You don't let me finish talking. What would be the next live action remake? The Great Mouse Detective or Oliver and Company?
Do you guys want to leave that out just for fun? Let's do it.
Oh, come
Well,
on.
do we have to with time limits, or can we just talk about it?
I've
No,
never
we
even
haven't
seen.
just
I
talked
haven't
about it.
seen those movies either.
You haven't
Okay.
seen Great Mouse Detective? Or
I think I have, but it's been a long time.
Haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy. What's wrong with you, Sandy?
A lot of things, Dragon. A lot of things.
That was really well timed.
We have a live studio audience tonight.
A lot of Guardians fans in the audience tonight.
They're applauding Sandy's many horrible life choices.
Oh, it was close.
Oh god. Thank
I
you
like
guys.
Groot haters.
Oh, this was a really fun one. This was really fun. That speed round was a hell of a time. Jacob, sorry you couldn't get on the board. We got some wonderful parting gifts for you. And that wonderful parting gift is that you get to be with me on Wander Over Yonder. Yeah.
Hey,
The
prize before I even got on.
Yeah.
And remember his fantastic consolation prize, he can check out the Movie Machine Podcast.
That is the consolation prize. Go ahead. It's
Look
right
at
This
the-
week starring Max Savage.
The guy should be on the Movie Machine podcast as a consolation prize.
I'd like to be on the Movie Machine podcast,
Well,
but
we're
I
on a
don't have
budget.
any luck with
If
it.
we don't have that kind of loot.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. So,
So what does Dragon win?
Dragon, you win a nice firm pat on the back.
Oh, yippee.
What do I win, Tiki? Slap in the face.
No, you win a new car! Have a good night, everyone.